Hello, hello. Hi, everyone. I cleaned my lens. Welcome. This is a reading for Earth signs. We're going to start with Taurus and move through Capricorn. If the reading doesn't come out like necessarily looking like anything to do with relationships or love, then I will pull a separate love reading, as I had to do for both Leo and Sag in the fire sign readings. I wanted to do the readings today because it is incredibly supportive, gorgeous, beautiful energy today. This full Sag moon is conjunct the vertex, which can be very fateful. The Sag moon is going to bring us truth that's in for our highest good, our best potential, and in a very concrete way, the energy today and the rest of this week is here for us to literally take the supportive planets in the sky, which it's really beautiful right now, and use it to change our mindsets, to rewire our brains with radical acceptance and self-love. And when you recalibrate all of that, I'm talking to earth signs because you guys need things to like show up in your hands, and I get that. I am a Virgo rising. I am all for it. Things will show up in your hands. Things will show up if you do the work this week of radical acceptance and radical love. And that sounds like, well, duh, Susie, that's not hard to do. I'm loving all the time, right? I accept other people. No, for yourself. We're talking about standing in front of the mirror in your undies and picking the thing that you don't like to look at until you love it by the end of the week. We are going to rewire our brains, take out the sense of helplessness that we have in places. Now listen, that doesn't, apply to all situations. There are real things in life happening outside in our world that oppress marginalized communities, and that is not what I'm addressing. I'm addressing about our own self-esteem, our own self-love, because what happens is if you can change something like that and rewire your brain and recalibrate that Venus, the antenna, with what we think we are worthy of, love and money, abundance, happiness, self-esteem, it is going to change. When your relationship with yourself changes, every other relationship in your life, including your relationship with money, all of it will change. It absolutely will. And so this week and today, and a little bit tomorrow is water signs, because I have a reading and I don't want to give water signs the short stick and do it at the end of the day where I'm just like done. So we'll see, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be tomorrow. We are going to use this energy and actually create real physical and mental, emotional, and spiritual change in our lives this week. And so today I wanted to do these readings. You can call them late May if you want, but I feel like this is timeless. I feel like we are all knocking down that first domino. It's like time to push that one domino and watch all the other ones like mesmerizingly change things, affect a change. And so those are the readings that I want to give you all today. Fire signs were wild. I expect the same for Earth because especially late degree Earth. So if you are right before Gemini season, if you are right before Libra season, and if you are right before Aquarius season, this energy is really affecting you with the 29-degree Taurus, Venus, Jupiter. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I mean, we have a full moon in Sag, which is already beautiful. It is going to bring universal truths that help us in some possible way, right? It's going to bring information in because it's on the other side of Gemini. And Sagittarius just knows things. They understand the universe and higher knowledge, higher power. That is all coming to us. That is conjunct the 29-degree vertex in Scorpio. And then we have 29-degree Neptune, which is making the I love you more in Pisces, with that vertex conjunct this full moon. Then we have 29 degrees, both Venus and Jupiter in a hug in Taurus in a Venusian run sign, conjunct the sun part of the full moon, and also making a sextile to making an opposition to the moon, which it doesn't matter if it's an opposition or a square. If it's all of that benefic energy, it's still good. It's just going to create the kind of situation. The aspect talks about what kind of situation is going to come in. And so then it's up to you how you handle that. But that we have the opposing Jupiter and Venus in a Venus run sign, just beautiful, of tangible. Taurus is very physical. It is the physical expression. It is the active expression of Venus. So it's touch, taste, feel. It's things that can show up in our lives. It's a pentacle, right? It is earthy. So when we have that, whatever truth comes in is then going to create physical, different environmental things in our lives. If we have the radical self-love and self-acceptance to say, yep, I'm worthy of that, bring it in, all the better. And then the Jupiter Venus is making a pleasant sextile conversation with that Neptune. On top of all of this, the sun is making the I love you more conversation with Pluto in Aquarius, which is in retrograde. So it's time to reevaluate, whatever, right? And that is powerful change, powerful information. And it's all talking to those two benefics together in a benefic sign. Also having a pleasant conversation with Neptune in Pisces. Also, at the same time, not talking to any of this, the way everything is having a lovely conversation with each other. But Mars and Chiron are also coming together into a conjunction right now as we speak. It's a wide conjunction, but that energy, and because it's Martian, is starting to be palpable. So there's a lot of, astrology, energy, universe, whatever you want to call it, however you feel it, however you interpret it into your life. There can be something coming in almost like an advocate kind of way, either through universe or through a supporting person in your life that is going to evoke a healing for you. And a deep one and an old one, and teach you something that then you're going to be able to share with others. Beautiful. Advocate for others. So much beautiful energy right now. Okay. Amazing. Amazing. All right. Mercury's out of the microwave. I mean, let's throw a party. And let's start it with Taurus. I'm going to use this for Taurus. Ooh. Where I live, it's really beautiful. I'm happy that I live someplace where it's trees. The development and the houses here were all built into the natural landscape. So if there was a stream there before, there's still a stream. I don't live in a place where everything was like plowed down and then trees were replanted and it's like bare. So there are tons of trees. So I could only see the moon through the trees where it was last night, but she was beautiful. We will be talking about it way before it happens, and there's going to be a full moon in Capricorn, and then there's going to be a full moon in Aquarius, and that one is going to be conjunct Pluto in July. I will talk about that. I was talking to a friend last night, and she was just like, right, you're going to tell me when that one happens before? Absolutely. Okay. So let's look at Taurus, as I like to say. So these readings, like I said, if you want to call them late May, early June, that's whatever. But I feel like these are timeless. Just these readings need to be done, and they're a little fateful in a good way. Everything's in a good way right now. Everything is in a good way right now. And you have the power, you, if you're watching, you have the power to take that energy and run with it. Ride it like a magical fucking unicorn. And make it even better and make it something that continues to show up. Like if you like this energy and you want it to last, You can take the ball and run with it. Okay. Not so shabby, Taurus. The first card out is this gorgeous, gorgeous Empress. We are creating, we are giving birth to something. We are standing in our power. This is fire and earth energy for me. Where I feel like the High Priestess is like air and water. But Stacey, I'm absolutely sure that Shauna will come back. She has to be at work, so she will come back and answer that. Hi, Little Wave. Hi, Renata. Hi, Lee. And Amanda. All right. I hope I didn't miss anybody. I know Juan's busy in and out. What else do we have? What are your guides want to talk to my guides about and tell me to pass you a note in gym? Besides the Empress, which is like so nice. So what I just got was the mountain is coming to Muhammad. So there's an old saying, because I'm old, so sometimes I throw out these old colloquialisms that people are probably like, what the hell is she talking about? I'm old. If Muhammad can't come to the mountain, then the mountain will come to Muhammad. That is what I am feeling. And it just means like there's a situation you may have not, like, needs changing. You're talking about changing it. You're wanting to change it. But whatever the mountain was that felt like it needed to be moved to actually change it, you've maybe been not as proactive. As a Taurus fixed sign, this is Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, also second house placements, by the way. And if you have Venus, like within 2 degrees of your ascendant, this might also feel like it applies. But, Taurus is a fixed sign. Not groundbreaking. Don't need me to tell you that Taurus can be kind of stubborn. When I tell you that I have tons of Taurus in my life, it's not, I actually went down the list for a friend the other day and they were like, yeah, you didn't exaggerate. It is a lot. So when we have that fixed energy, it is harder to move out of situations. And the change, even though you may be looking forward to it, sometimes, not always, depending on the other placements, but sometimes the change itself, you have to just be like brought into it, because initiating the change sometimes can feel like worse than staying in the situation that does not make you happy. Not always, but for some Taurus energy. When the Empress is in here, this is making it feel like you're in your power right now. And also, universe is going to help you move some of the stuff that like, you're like, but what if that's worse? What if I'm jumping into the fire, into the pan, which is often like a Taurus kind of thought. We also have the 5 of Cups in reverse. Kind of came out sideways. When we have the 5 of Cups in reverse, there is processing happening. Now, with Taurus, the processing happening, it's in it is something that is probably overdue to be dealt with, and it's being dealt with right now. This is what is bringing you into this immense, empowering moment, Taurus. We have balancing energies on each side of the seesaws, right? And this opposition, Scorpio was like, let me look under the rock. Scorpio is very comfortable looking under the rock and seeing the worms and all the gross stuff. They're the deep diver, right? Taurus is like, look how pretty that rock is. Let's let it sit there forever, never move it, and it'll grow moss and mushrooms. And don't we love that? I am not wrong about that. So Taurus is like, don't disturb the rock. The rock will grow beautiful things if we never look under it, we never move it, and it'll just be beautiful and mossy and enjoyable and adorable. And Scorpios, let's fuck up the rock and look underneath, right? So sometimes the balancing energy on the other side of our sign is you know, an energy we could kind of pull from. And when we are in Taurus season, we've just moved into Gemini, but while we were in Taurus season, I always talk about, like, you know, the Scorpio can kind of, when we're in our opposite season, the Scorpio can kind of feel like it takes a back seat. So when we're in Taurus season, any part of you that wanted to look under that rock because it was overdue, in April, shit went sideways for all of us. April as a month, you know, we love her, but do better next year, please. Because it was not fun for almost anyone. In my years of doing this, I have never gotten so many emails, and like the sessions were all the same of like, what the hell is happening? And I will tell you, when you get a session and I'm sitting there going, if I tell you all the emails and everybody else that has opened their session like this, it's very normalizing, and it's very like reassuring to the person. So astrological and metaphysical sessions are very sanity checking, FYI. You know, that's all in the links and stuff. But we have the Five of Cups here. Whatever it is that you took a break from processing because it kind of came out sideways, it was a little crooked. You're taking back up this processing, and it's leading you to this place of empowerment, which is huge for Taurus. Yeah. April and the astrology of April read us all to filth. Read us all to filth. Okay. Let's see what else we get for Taurus. Hierophant, your card is showing up. These cards got all mixed up. What else do we have? Yeah, someone's coming out of quiet, or you're coming out of quiet. Five of Pentacles for me sometimes is like the ghosting card. It can be a lot of different things, but it came with the Hangman. So whatever you feel like, again, things could have been in motion and moving in March, and then all of a sudden in April, like, that's the brakes and crashing all at the same time. Those were my you know, top tier sound effects. Oof. You're over everything in the fire signs. Felt like everybody was very overdue for the energy coming in. That was good. It feels the same. And there's my chills. Oof. With the Hangman in the upright and the Five of Pentacles here. And I want to show you this Hangman, because for me, Hangman is universe going, you know, hold on. One more thing. We want to do one more thing, and then we can all move forward together, right? Let's get this one other thing like situated so that whatever this is that we're trying to move into has legs, has stability, will work out, right? And so But this hangman illustration, if you see, he has his own string, which is not the normal hangman. Somebody may have gotten quiet. You may have gotten quiet. But it is time now for that communication to open back up. It's going to help the processing. A part of me is like, let's pull a card and see what you're processing, but it's going to be so different for everybody. You know, when we have relationship issues now as adults, it's never really about, I mean, it can be, but it is always a reflection of something that needs to be worked out from when we were younger. So this feels like whatever this is that you're processing, it's like oh, that's why those people tend to be in my life. That's why I stay too long. That is why I have worried so much about the financial stability that it has kept me in places. A lot of good cards like peeking their head out. Let's see what comes out. What is going to come out of this? The Empress energy for you. What is changing? Because you already know what kind of is stuck and sucks, right? So let's look at what is changing. Seven of Wands. Taurus is often tired. I always say Pisces and Taurus are kind of tired a lot. Because, you know, it's exhausting to run in place. And then feel like I don't have the results from it because you were running in place. And I love you when I say that. Well, I can't tell you how much I love Taurians when I say that. The Advocate card is here. It's always great to advocate for yourself. I feel like you know how to do that. There's either one of two things happening with the Seven of Wands. Either the advocating for yourself has stayed verbal only for so long that you're actually going to put it into action, which is what Wands are about, right? Or someone else is coming in to advocate for you, which is going to be like, wait, what? I don't think that's something that you're as used to as you would like to be. Somebody's actually going to come in and advocate for you, and I don't think that you are expecting this person to have your back the way they're going to. And it's really supportive. And supportive energy is the jam right now, especially today, especially this week. And again, with astrological transits, it doesn't mean everything happens in these 2 days or this, you know, this is getting the ball rolling. Where else is this Empress? You believe in yourself and other people will start to believe in you because it's radical acceptance. I know I keep saying the same thing, but okay. We have the Four of Pentacles in reverse. Love this. Okay, so this is very Taurian. I love the Four of Pentacles in reverse in anyone's reading. I especially love it in a Taurus reading. It means the thing that you were like, all I need is this book of matches and this belt, and that's all I need. I would move forward, but I need this. You know, when I get this, then I can move forward. When this happens, like, this is, you're letting go of that as universe is pushing through, is helping you push through something. If Muhammad won't go to the mountain, then the mountain will go to Muhammad. I keep saying, I can't say enough that right now and today especially, so ask for it, whatever it is that you want moved. It is like having your best, most supportive people in your life in the sky right now going, come on, let's get this all together for them. give them the information they need. Let's give them the abundance they need. Let's let them feel supported enough. Let them love themselves enough. Let's change everything for the rest of their lives, the way they think, what they feel they're worthy of. If you can change what you feel you're worthy of, you are changing your whole life. If you change your relationship with yourself, you will change your relationship to everything else for the rest of your life. I cannot emphasize this enough. This week is amazing because you can take it and make it last for the rest of your life. Page of Wands. Someone's going to come with you with a message. And this message is going to be like, it's going to feel like a small message, but it's going to light a fire. And, you know, that is great. Wow, you just found $300? Amazing. Happy Venus Jupiter Day. Taurus rising. Beautiful lady. Amazing. Okay. The Lovers. So that message that comes in, it's going to seem small. It's going to light a little fire. And then we have the Lovers. The choice during Gemini season. A connection. And again, I don't think they're going to show up at your door and be like, there you are. But I think that something is going to move within this other person today or within you that allows and breaks open a space where now this connection can exist where it couldn't have before. I always say, you know, when I pull cards for people, if I go live and I pull cards, or even in private sessions, and somebody says, is so-and-so gonna reach out to me? Is so-and-so gonna contact me? And I always offer them, please allow me to ask that in a way that is beneficial for you. Like, is so-and-so gonna contact me so that we have a conversation that leads to a stable, healthy relationship? Not just, because they could contact you at 3 o'clock in the morning and go, hey, sexy, what you wearing? That doesn't necessarily mean that that is going to be the relationship you're looking for. Let's pull another card for the Lovers card. All the fire sign readings, and now this, love and money, opportunity, money, money, money. I am telling you, Jupiter and Venus in a hug. I mean, like wearing each other like a coat. While conjunct a full moon that's also conjunct the vertex, which is making I love you more Neptune. And all of it is also talking to Pluto and Aquarius, which is allowing you to restructure the power dynamics in situations, innovate, come up with solutions. You know, Pluto and Aquarius is very solution oriented. I had some discourse with another friend a couple nights ago, and they kept saying this one thing was a problem, this one thing was a problem. And I'm like, well, you know, we're in Pluto and Aquarius. There's going to be solutions for that. Calm your pits. It was a less tolerant view on something than I certainly have. And I just was like, you can get your panties all in a bunch. You go on with your blood pressure, but There's ways to fix that. The thing that you're freaking out about, there'll be solutions. There'll be accommodations. That's where we're in Pluto and Aquarius. That's awesome, Stacey. Okay. More cards for Temperance. Now, what's interesting about this Temperance is she's not like this, which is often how I see and feel and experience the Temperance card. She's like, I'm not even looking, watch me. Look at that card. I love this deck. It's a little harder to use when I'm reading live because the light and it has gold inlay all over. One cup is there and one cup is there. She's not even looking. It's just a flow. She is in flow, as my friend Naomi would say. It's just flow of universe. Often I don't see the Temperance card. So we have two major arcana here. Somebody is going to come in and say something to you, like a little messenger. Like you're just going to get a little piece of information, a message. And it puts you in flow, Taurus. And flow is not your natural habitat. It should be, because you're a Venus run sign. Okay. Wow. Let's get a very specific love message for Taurus also, because I think we know you're processing things that bring you into your power. This releases attachments that start to release money. We have somebody coming in and sticking up for you that I don't think that you expected. Somebody advocating for you, which just takes a little pressure off of you too also, which is nice. And then, you know, we have the Lovers and the Temperance here. So when we have major arcana, and by the way, I have heard all of you, especially since Sunday, I've been actively working on the curriculum, and I hope to have that all done by my birthday in 4 weeks. But in tarot, when we have major arcana come out, it kind of indicates that this is a bigger thing that's been going on longer. It's not a small subject. It is a bigger, and it can also evoke a longer life change, like a more long-lasting change in your life. Let's pull just a completely different deck to do a love reading, and I don't even believe I'm grabbing these, but I am. It's a little, I want to say it's saucy. I just felt my Aunt Mary. Actually, it would have been her birthday on the 22nd, yesterday. But she used to do this thing with her eyes. I can't describe it, but it was like she just. So this is a little saucy, and also it's the Pulp Tarot, so it's very retro. I know that isn't relevant for anyone but me, but that doesn't normally happen, so I'm kind of sharing out loud to solidify that it just happened. Okay. There is a relationship that went very long, as relationships do with Taurians. I remember if you have second house placements or Venus within 2 degrees of your ascendant, this can also apply. We have the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is very important to know. You picked up the wands one by one for all the different reasons. It came in as passion. It was something you advocated for. At no point did they do their part. And now you're left with this Ten of Wands. Right? When we see the Nine of Wands, they're kind of like beaten up and trying to hold the fort down. And at this point, you are ready to put down. This burden is no longer yours to carry. It was beautifully, with good intention, all picked up, but now it is no longer yours to carry. When it is reverse, it's a little harder to let go. I started this whole Taurus reading with saying sometimes, not always, but some Tauruses will stay a little longer in situations that are no good for them because the getting out of it seems worse than the staying in that's where they're unhappy. Or even like actively being mentally or emotionally kind of neglected, or even like any level of abuse, whether that's like small gaslighting or whatever. With this Ten of Wands in reverse, you're so ready, you're so there, right? So there's something that has to close out. When it does, we have a Knight of Wands coming in. Now, normally I'm like, the Knights are there for a good time and not a long time, except for the Pentacles. You know, I'm not so crazy about the panty dropper and the love bomber and the smooth talker all the time. But in this situation, I have to tell you, whoever this Knight of Wands is, come on in. Because for you, whoever it is that I am speaking to right now, someone that just lights up your day. I don't think you're ready for something super heavy. This is something that's someone who's going to be fun, that you're going to go do fun things with, that you're kind of going to start, like, I feel like by the end of summer, you start like going to events or going to whatever with this person. And they're just fun. And I'm not saying you're being like fast and loose with people's feelings and whatever, but we're all grown. If you're listening, this is 18 and over, so we're all grown. This Knight of Wands is like, Taurus gets its groove back kind of thing. It may not be your forever person, but it's not supposed to be. And it, for some of you, it may turn in, let's pull another card, but it helps you go from here to here. Man, let's pull one more card for this love situation, and then we will move on to So you may be dealing with Scorpio. I love this death card. It looks like Jim Carrey in The Mask to me, but anyway. Yeah. The death card in this reading represents whoever this is. They help you give all this shit a funeral. And it could be that they have such a savoir-faire, cavalier, live in the moment, which you need. And that energy just helps you kind of transition a little bit into a place where you can give anything left that you're holding on to a funeral, so that you can fully open up. Love, love, love this for you, Taurus. But also finances, being in flow, fateful connections, and they're going to start small. It's almost like universe is like, do not show up at that person's door and be like, I'm here to take you away to your best life, because they're going to be like, we're closed for business right now. Do you know what I was just through? Are you kidding me? Go away. Come back. I don't know. Oh, never in 5 years. I don't know. but I'm not ready for this. I'm still processing that, right? And so all of this happens. There's lots of release. You get into flow. And then this Page of Wands and the Knight of Wands is to indicate that it's just going to be something that you're like, okay, this I could deal with. And then whatever, it's really there to help shape and reshape your mind because you're processing still. But here you are. Not so shabby for Taurus with all your Jupiter, Venus, you know. And I think I already said it, so forgive me if I did. But let me just remind you people, right now today the sun is doing the I love you more with Pluto. But after the sun is done doing that, right, because that's just like a day or two, because we give Pluto, I give Pluto very small degrees because the orb is harder to feel from so far away. You know, it takes 2 days for the moon to move through, or it takes 30 days for the moon to move through a sign, 28 days. But my God, it takes Pluto, you know, 220 years. So like it's so far away from us. You could see the moon at night, you cannot see Pluto. So I give it very small degrees to create conversations with the other planets. But Venus comes in the next 2 days and then does the nice little I love you more with Pluto, which can be life-changing for all the right reasons. And then Jupiter comes in and does the I love you more conversation with Pluto, and that lasts a little while because Jupiter takes a year to go around. So that you're also that's moving a little slower, so that's gonna stay. So I keep saying this, but the work that you do now, the inner work that you do now, can make the amazing transits of this week be a permanent lifetime change for you. Have I mentioned that? Very excited. Okay. You're so welcome. Are my Virgos ready? I'm gonna use this for Virgo, The Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reed. Okay. First thing we get for Virgos, and don't forget that 29 degrees Pisces Neptune is opposing the Sag Moon, is squaring the Gemini Aquarius, the Gemini Sun that's having the Aquarius Pluto conversation. That Gemini Sun is squaring. So we have lots going on talking to Virgo, and all the Taurus energy is saying I love you more, especially if you are in September Virgo. Okay. Where we have the Six of Swords, which means you're moving out of a situation. You are moving, either just moving or moving out of a situation And you are taking your thoughts and your communication styles with you, right? Because usually when we see the Six of Swords, it's a beautiful ship moving here. We have the swords in the boat, which I always say, Six of Swords is great. It's movement, right? But be aware that you're taking, those are your thoughts, your mindsets, your words, your, right, mindset, all of that with you. So while on that journey, it's always a good idea, while it's just you and the swords in the boat, and maybe another person, that you take the time to like examine, clean off those swords. It's a good week to do that. Might have mentioned that. And if anybody can do timestamps, like we just started Virgo, I want to say like a minute and a half ago, that would be appreciated. Ooh, I don't know who's like tired. My eyes just started burning. I slept. I'm drinking coffee. I had water. That's not me. Okay. Again, Four of Pentacles. We are moving away from old attachments. You could be moving out of an area that you've lived in a long time. So physically, how this manifests, how this looks, is you could be moving out of a physical space that you've been in a long time, whether that's a town or a house or whatever. You could be getting rid of a lot of stuff. And I know that sounds like mundane and not like what everybody else gets a big reading and you're telling me that I'm going through my junk drawer. You could be really cleaning out things. I will never forget about a year and a half after a relationship really ended, I was going through my stuff and I found all of the letters, all of the poems, all of the I'm sorry cards, all of the everything. And in another relationship, they were big on flowers. I got flowers or I got a rose. They would visit me at work. There was a rose every time. And I had this collection of roses that I had been drawing from them. And the day that I was like, these roses are all going in the garbage. What the fuck did they ever symbolize to begin with? All those like, I love you so much, blah, blah, blah. I'm changing without any actual change. And the best apology comes with a changed behavior. And none of those things happened. So I threw them all out. And it wasn't just cleaning out my junk drawer. It wasn't just cleaning out a box that I had in my room. It was cleaning out the emotional baggage and really sitting with it. It wasn't just throwing it out and pretending it didn't happen and not learning it. It was really sitting with it. And sitting with like, when was it that I ignored what I knew because the flower distracted me? Because I'm a wordsmith and a romantic. So when somebody wrote me lyrics, wrote a song, oh my God, so much of that in my history. Ooh, squirrel. Let's not address any of the real behaviors or I'm responsible for repeating the same behaviors in a relationship because I just needed to heal something for myself. Right? And so this is the kind of cleaning out. This is Eminem cleaning out your closet cleaning. Yeah, anything with bitter energy has no place in your home. So this is looking at, I just said before we pulled that Four of Pentacles, which is I can move along, I can have more money, I can have more stability, but I just need to take this and this and this with me. So, and I had just said the Six of Swords, the swords come with you, the mind, so it's time to clean it off. This is deep, deep cleaning of your mindset. And really, Virgo spends so much time perfecting things, right? And we do that Not so we can say, I'm perfect and you're not, because we feel like if we are less than perfect, we have less value to ourselves as human beings, which is not great, right? That's something to heal. I often say, if the world's bosses, CEOs, and HR reps could just understand how astrology works, they would make sure everybody they hire had strong Virgo placements, because you don't even have to manage those people. Those people are going to do such a good job because they're almost afraid that they'll get fired for their excellence while somebody else gets promoted for their mediocrity. It's an internal drive to be better than yesterday. And sometimes a very self-punishing drive. So when a Virgo spends their whole time perfecting whatever it is that they're perfecting, they have to, and it's the most beautiful, beautiful space when they get into the place where they realize they healed so much that that thing that they perfected, they don't need anymore. I perfected my debate skills. Never lost. Didn't matter how low they went, how whatever, what insults, what facts they thought they had. Didn't lose. Couldn't. Wouldn't. Right? And at some point, I didn't need that anymore. When I was younger, all I had was funny. Then I got to a place where no one paid attention to what I was saying because all of a sudden I had a Jessica Rabbit body and I grew out of the braces and the awkwardness. So then being smart became the thing that I was attached to. Because people looked at me and assumed I was dumb. I'm just going to say it. I was a hairdresser with blonde hair and big boobs and curves. They just assumed that there was nothing going on here. So then I went out of my way to perfect how I attained knowledge, how I spoke my knowledge, my vocabulary, everything. I put so much effort into for decades. Sometimes Virgo energy will perfect something because they feel like I'm also giving this as a service, because I'm a little bit making sure that I have value to people and that everybody understands that I have value, lest I be, not of service, not of value. Then I'm disposable. Can't have that. Being the best at your job, being the whatever, and still having anxiety that you're not the best. Because in our brains, we know that there's somewhere somebody is doing better. I always say that, like, with Virgos, if we could just get over the idea that your best doesn't have to be the best that anybody could do in all time and all lifetimes and all the knowledge of all the lifetimes. If you don't have to show up with that every day, breathe, right? So there is something here that you perfected because at that time it served you. At that time it was perfect. Whether that was how to love somebody, how to defend yourself, how to grow boundaries, all of it. And you healed something so much that in all this time now, you realize I don't need that thing that I perfected anymore. We're on to something new and I can let it go. I feel like I could do Virgo's whole reading off of these two damn cards. It's coming in so strong. Whatever you perfected for survival, for self-preservation, to be of service, to be of value, it's not necessary anymore. And the journey you're on, the moving that you're on. I mean, we could have Virgos out there that are physically moving something too, but I think a lot of it is mindset. And sometimes to move out of some place you've been a long time, you need to address the mindset first, right? All the change Door opens from the inside, and this is where the door is. No, I'm going to save that. I almost just said something. I'm not going to. Look at you with your own card in your reading. Here's the Hermit card. Making moves quietly. Obtaining as much information and wisdom. Making sure that whatever... Listen, if a Virgo is in transit, you better believe that they have considered every single option. Unless they're in fight or flight or in flee mode or some kind of crisis or emergency, which they're still going to handle better than most people can. You may be hermiting. Hi, Zoe. It could be too that like hermiting is how the only place you feel safe, and that's part of what you're letting go. Perfecting not needing. You can give to others, but you don't need to have it back, because this way, if it's selfless, oof. If it's selfless, then you don't have to weather the disappointment when people don't give back. There's no rejection when you don't interact. Man, I cannot wait until, sorry, this is random thought. I cannot wait till the Supreme Court gets all the way straightened the fuck out. Because saying that gerrymandering did not exist in that congressional map of South Carolina is ridiculous, and we all know it. Just need to get rid of gerrymandering and lobbyists. And we will. Okay. We have a Three of Cups. There is a reunion here, Virgo. There's a celebration. Could be like a sisterhood. It could be support. But this is also union and reunion. This is really interesting now. If reunion or union found you while you were hermiting, that is so divinely guided. I mean, things really just got interesting. All right, enough. That's a good reshuffle. Are you quietly celebrating something? Wearing your suit around here is like, having something good happen around here is like wetting your pants in a dark suit gives you a warm feeling and nobody notices. Like if that's something you acclimated to in childhood, if the praise was, which if you have Virgo placements, it probably was. If the praise was withheld, are you celebrating something quietly? Privately, because it's easier. If a Virgo works hard to achieve something and it's met with like crickets, it's very triggering. Justice. We have two major arcana coming up on the subject of what are you letting go, what are you moving towards? Moving towards reunion, celebration, or union, support, and justice. What's fair? Because Virgos will often accept what's not fair because the fear. Yes, right? Celebrating quietly feels safer. Something here about verbal processing, verbal praise. What are we celebrating? Can we just get like, it's going to be different for everyone. It doesn't feel like you're celebrating a promotion, a job, it feels like you are celebrating a huge interpersonal triumph. Even that Six of Air feels bigger than the Six of Swords normally does. There's a challenge that came up because, you know, the full moon squaring. So, like, the challenge that came up, you're meeting this. But so is universe. Again, it's a very supportive sky right now. It's a very supportive sky. Ask for what you want. Nine of Cups. Wish fulfillment. Justice. Celebration. Union. All right, is this love or money? Is this love or money? I don't know if it's that simple. Radical self-acceptance is maybe extra challenging for Virgo and Pisces, I want to say. Scorpio. I feel like I'm being teased by the reading, by the way. I feel like I'm getting bits of a story that is becoming more and more interesting and more like I'm in. And I feel like it's being held back even from me, like what this brings. I can feel that it brings something big. But it's so private, and the Hermit is here. It's like, it's so private that it's almost like you don't need to know. They'll know. Like, it doesn't need to make sense to me as the reader, which, I mean, I get, right? I have to give information whether it logically suits me or not. And I am Virgo rising with a Gemini Mercury. That is my final dispositor. And so, like, I like to put the logic. I like knowing all the quantum mechanics behind how like matter attracts. I like to study NASA scientists' course on manifestation and all of that molecular energy. Like, I really, really want to know and like the whole logic behind the metaphysics. I need both. So I like that. Yes. Okay. This makes perfect sense at the end of a reading. And I feel like I'm being shown, told. It just feels like it's none of your business, Susie. I don't know if it's any of your business. If this is a journey of trust. How's that, Virgo? No control over it. Eight of Swords. Came out sideways. This journey you're on is to stop torturing yourself with your own thoughts. How didn't you do it perfect? I said to a friend last night, she's got a lot of strong Virgo, and we're having the Virgo conversation, and I said, you know, I think Virgos feel like we really feel when we mess things up. right? There's an expectation that's put on us in childhood, and we just go, okay, this is ours to carry. This is what is expected of us. So now that I'm reparenting myself, now that I'm my own adult, I'm going to make sure that I understand the standards that should be attached to every single thing that I do, think, breathe, whatever, right? And so we feel like if I'm going to fuck up that much, right? If I'm going to, because our fuck ups feel like we can really shame ourselves, right? So like if I'm going to fuck up that much, then I'm going to extract the wisdom and serve others with the wisdom I learned. If I couldn't perfect my life, if I couldn't perfect how to do life, how to do relationships, how to do kids, how to do jobs, how to do money, how to do self-care, right? If I couldn't do that all perfectly, then I at least have to extract the information, edit out what is good, so I can serve others with it. And then when you celebrate quietly, because bragging, which it's not. Saying out loud the thing that you're proud of is not bragging, but it feels like it. Like, who am I? But I'm not the best of it at any time with all the information that ever was in every lifetime in the universe. So who am I to brag that I did a really good job on something? So you celebrate quietly instead. This Six of Swords, this letting go of stuff, this cleaning out your closet is really for Virgo about letting go of the expectations somebody handed you when you were a child, the anxiety to be perfect, and then to be perfect with your words. That if things got fucked up from your actions because you didn't do life perfectly, that at least the wisdom that you extract, that you then serve others with, also has to be perfect, lest you also fuck up somebody else's journey. It's a lot of responsibility, right? So when the control that we want over our lives also can make us feel like, well, other people see OCD, control freaks, whatever, what they don't see is the heavy, heavy internal ethical responsibility that if it's less than perfect, I've cataclysmically evoked change in a possible detrimental way. And do no harm is the credo. I mean, do no harm, right? The Hippocratic Oath. And Virgo is the representation of the medical field. Do no harm. Ever? Ever? Can't do that. That's not possible for anyone. We're going to give a little separate love reading for Virgo. This is huge. When I started this reading, I was like, all of a sudden my eyes are burning. I feel tired. Empress. Taurus also got this. What's amazing is this Empress is so earthy. Like, the dress is humble. She's holding wheat, much like the goddess Ceres. This is a very humble Empress, which if ever there was a humble Empress, it's Virgo. There is a misunderstanding where people think Virgos think they're always right, and they're this and they're that. Their level of humility is, it's the co-passenger in the car of driving for perfection. I always say the PhD in Virgo is not the pursuit of perfection, because it doesn't actually exist, but the peacefulness in what you have produced as is. I love this card reading with leading and ending with the Empress. I split the deck and we have the Love card, which is also the Strength card in this deck, and the Chariot. Something is going to happen slowly from here into your season. We have, right? We have Cancer, Leo, Virgo's on the board. We just went into Gemini season. You have a slow unfolding of a story here, Virgo, and it's slow, and you're not going to be able to control it. And the whole journey of this story from now into your season is to clean off the swords, clean off the thoughts. Let's pull different deck. We're going to do a love reading separately for Virgo, because we don't really have a love reading here. And then we'll do Capricorn. And then I have a session, and then I will come back to do air signs tonight. I want to say, I think I have that scheduled for like 5:15 p.m. Eastern, which may be a little late for any of my Europeans, but come on, mama. And water signs are tomorrow. And also, I just want to say, with all this energy that has been extreme, like April was extremely crunchy, and now this is extremely good. And it can feel like after April, things might have been moving in March, and then April was just fucked. And then now we have everything being like, hey, this is all available to you. And you're like, yeah, I thought that in March. You're not doing that to me twice, right? So like, if you need to take a look at your stuff, I have even 15-minute sessions, but I cannot tell you, for everybody that booked in April and the beginning of May, the conversations were always, the beginning of the sessions were always like, what the hell? I think I had 2 clients that felt like completely unaffected. But the sanity checking of finding out like, no, you're not crazy. This is the energy, and this too shall pass. And then, hey, this thing is coming in. There's so much value. Besides the fact that it is gonna be a trauma-informed space. I am gonna make sure that I have information and tools to give you. We can pull cards. I can do Reiki. It's a very varied toolbox that I like working with, because I'm a Virgo rising and I need to feel like I am serving you at my absolute best possibility so that you can be your own best possibility. But I do like to teach a man a fish. I don't want to keep you dependent on readings. I want to give you tools. Okay, so the first thing we get for the love reading for Virgo is it's time. 4 of Swords, in whatever spiritual rest, whatever lessons you needed to integrate, whatever epiphany you need to have, ding dong, it's time. Time for who? Time for what? Love reading. I hope I have 2 minutes in between Capricorn and my session. I made rolls and it came out like potato rolls. If you know, you know. I also have to make butter. I will not have time in between that and my session, but I'll have to make butter tonight. I challenge everybody to make their own butter. It's stupid easy. I mean, it's a little arduous with the ice water bath and squeezing out everything, but it's what a difference. Okay. Again, the 6 of Swords comes up. And this 6 of Swords is like my favorite. you are not doing the work. In the relationship, this is a different reading. It's time. Do you see how this person is cocooned and then like guided? Those represent guides. The sun is here. It's like it's happening in your sleep. You might be connecting to somebody in your sleep, which is a very Virgo thing to do. You might be doing astral work. If you're sleeping all night and waking up tired, it's because you're doing work in the astral. Now, if that happens again and again and again, then go to sleep and tell your guides, I appreciate how much I am needed and valued as a Virgo, or whatever sign you are, in the astral, but my physical body needs real sleep. So I don't want to work tonight. Also, I always say, make sure there are no, especially like these chakra activating crystals, in your bedroom. I don't listen to activation music either at night. I listen to green noise at night. The bottom 3 chakra music, those I feel like you can listen to at night, but the top 3, I don't want to be activated. I want to sleep. Yeah, traumatic dreams, yeah. You're working through stuff in the astral, but there's also a partner you're connecting to. It's time. You're already connecting to this person. Like universe and your guides are kind of like slowly introducing you and moving you towards them. What else, Virgo, for love? My favorite love card. If we're going to talk love card, it's the 2 of Cups, Venus in Cancer. Where, you know, you actually get what you're giving. It is reciprocity. It is your good match. It is like they could be completely different from you, but what they want to give, you want to take, and what you have to give, they want to take. And it feels like reciprocity. It's so beautiful. Look at that big full moon there too. My favorites. And the last card that came out, it's the star. It's the healing card. Yeah, this has already started. It is time. Like, you are ready, whether you think you're ready or not. Universe is saying, yes, you are. And then we have this, like, you're being gently moved. Because, like, in the other 6 of Swords, you're doing the work, right? This is not. This is being guided, protected, moving towards a really happy place with the sun there. But you're probably doing it in your sleep. We have the gorgeous 2 of Cups card, which is my favorite love card for a relationship. I like it better than the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Pentacles is great, but the 2 of Cups means like you're with your match. And then we have the Star card, wish fulfillment, healing. Solutions. There are solutions in this, and the relationship is just really, really healing to each other. This is beautiful, Virgo. And whatever this relationship is, do not overthink it. This tells us that, like, this is a guided journey you're on with this relationship. Don't worry about what you'll do right or do wrong, because you're getting rid of that. Don't forget, this whole ends with, I mean, we have the 9 of Cups, we have justice, we have celebration, we have like, and it's all around like, it's really hard to be open for that, right? Because what if you fuck it up? What if you didn't do everything perfect? What if they're not perfect? What if the things you worked so hard on perfecting out of survival, these people mess up? Right? It's that is why I don't, again, just like I said with Taurus, oh, we have a visitor. Just like I said with Taurus, I don't think this person, it's not going to be like a wham bam somebody and it's all like too much too soon. This is so gentle, and universe knows that it's even going to come in like through your sleep. It's going to be a gentle introduction of that energy. They are starting to connect you first in the astral, in the 5D. It's going to happen slowly. Again, what I said was, if you look at all those cards that we got, we are in Gemini season now. We're having this gorgeous, beautiful full moon, right? And it's life-changing because we have all the aspects to Pluto in Aquarius, and they're all pleasant aspects. Oh, Lord, child. Yes, everybody can see your face. But we start in Gemini season. You cannot sleep on the board. We start in Gemini season, and then we saw the Cancer card, the Leo card, and also the Hermit card. There's a story that takes place so slowly, that it is at your pace. In the meantime, you are going to let go of the thoughts that make you feel like you have to be perfect about everything. That's a ridiculous. Like, when I say it, that sounds logically obvious to you. That no one can be perfect. Perfection isn't really a thing. It's a social construct, like laziness. Laziness and perfection are both social constructs. Nikki is a Libra, but he has a Taurus moon. He's all Venusian. He's also on my hair. That was unpleasant. Okay, Nicholas, I'm going to make you an OnlyFans. When he sits on our one chair, he sits with his arm hanging like he's riding dirty in the recliner. It's pretty funny. Okay, I need to do Capricorn, babe. Is it okay if I do Capricorn? Okay. Can't go that way. The last time you did that, you knocked everything down. I love you. I love you so much, and you are a sweet, good boy. Yeah, he's very Venusian, if you didn't notice. Actually, the funny thing is, when he's with me and he's in this space, he's very relaxed and his eyes are very cat-like and almond. But a lot of the times you just look over at him and he looks like he's got these big, giant, round eyes, and he looks like a cartoon, to be honest. I always say his face reminds me of the bunny from the, I don't know what he is doing. I hear noises. I love him. I don't trust him. He looks like the bunny from the Christmas Carol, the Muppet Christmas Carol. The one that sings with a wreath around his neck. That's his eyes get that big and that round. Okay, Capricorn. Again, you have the Venus, Jupiter, especially if you're late degrees Capricorn. You have that trining your placements. And, you're in an interesting situation where you've got that Pluto, if you're early degree Capricorn, the beginning of Capricorn season, so like 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th of December, right before Christmas, you're going to have semi-sextiles, which are a little annoying. It's like having to stop and tie your shoe if you're on a hike and like you've already got something and you're on a mission and you're doing something, especially if you're Capricorn. But there's like some annoyances, and that's going to be you feeling the Sagittarius full moon and the Aquarius Pluto, which are making a beautiful sextile to each other. But you're kind of like monkey in the middle there. God, did you ever play that when you were a kid? Monkey in the middle? And then you're kind of having an inconjunct. If you're earlier or mid Capricorn, especially early Capricorn, you're kind of having an inconjunct more, an out of sign in conjunction to the Venus and Jupiter in Taurus. You are, however, having a really nice sextile if you're late degrees to the Neptune and to the vertex. And if you're very late degrees, you're also having an out of sign sextile to the full moon. It's very interesting. So I am super interested, and I'm going old school. I'm using Chiaro Marchetti. He's not a very inclusive tarot. I've never seen anything but traditional social constructed white people in his. It doesn't make him a bad, tarot author or illustrator. I don't know who illustrates his stuff, but these are some of the first decks that I ever used, and I mean, the cards are beautiful, but it feels like we should be looking at very traditional, very specific, very like, don't give me bells, I don't want whistles, give me the truth, which a Sag moon is going to give you. Nope, that didn't come all the way out. We have a Knight of Swords right away. So we have somebody coming in for information for you, Capricorn. And I don't know if they drop it on you and you're like, hey, wait, no, stay. I want to have all the details. I don't know that you're going to get all the details, but you're going to get enough to move some stuff. Okay, Capricorn. I said you're having a lot of semi-sextiles to all of these transits. Which can feel a little annoying, inconvenient, but it's going to move stuff if you pay attention to it. Somebody's going to come in and give information. Do not ignore it. Do not make light of it. We have an 8 of Cups here. Okay. I want you to remember, when all the other cups are knocked down, we still have a 2 of Cups there together. Something that's been taking your time and energy, that's maybe not worth your time and energy, that hasn't been allowing you to focus the love and the attention and the energy where you need to. Something is going to come in. Information is going to come in, which is what happens in a full moon. Knight of Swords showing up in a lot of people's readings. Okay. Here are you. This is very, very interesting. And I knew it would be. It's like, this is great, but you got to fix this. This is great, but you got to fix this. And there are small things, Capricorn has its eye on the prize. And so you kind of feel like, I'm not dealing with that little thing. Like, I'm not going to weight my energy, whatever. Is there an only pause? Somebody let me know if there is, because Nikki's a moneymaker for sure. His bottom, his like underbelly, looks like luxury. It's like all these warm colors. His paws are worth some money. All right. Back to Capricorn. Capricorn appreciates my ridiculous, inappropriate sense of humor. So we have King of Pentacles, which is absolutely you. You are showing up in power. You have the power. You have the steadiness. So here's the thing. You don't need something to happen. You're okay where you're at. Like, you built the life for yourself. This is also great if you have 10th house placements. You built the life for yourself that you wanted. What's so interesting is we get a Two of Cups, which I just got done waxing philosophical about how much I love Two of Cups. It is my favorite. This is a very divine connection here. We have the little fish. What started out as a Page of Cups has now moved into this 2. An Ace of Cups. There is reciprocity here. There is, and this person may not look like what you thought you would be attracted to. I'm getting that big time. For some reason, you're resisting. Here's the Fool, and you're like, Every time I get involved with this person or this kind of a situation, it takes me off my game. It takes me... Because you're the King of Pentacles. You can do whatever the fuck you want. I mean, especially look at this King of Pentacles. This is why I chose this deck. I knew it was going to be relevant for the reading. Do whatever you want. The Lovers isn't here. The Two of Swords isn't here. The Three of Wands or the Two of Wands aren't here. But yeah, this is about choices. Something that, and what did I say? I said this Eight of Cups, when we have the Eight of Cups, there's always at least 2. But there's always 2 behind the person. There's still a Two of Cups there. You're walking away almost from the other 6 to go towards, and leaving that Two of Cups intact. Information's going to come in. It is time for you to walk away. Full moon in the card. Information's coming in the full moon. And it's time for you to walk away from something that no longer serves you so you can more concentrate the energy. And I pointed out the Two of Cups, and then the Two of Cups shows up. And here you are. But the Fool, look at that Fool. That Fool is a definite jester. And you're like, may have choked Artie, ain't gonna choke me. If you get that, you get that. And if you don't, I'm sorry for my brain. Oh, man. I want to find out why you're resisting. You're resisting because of the semi-sextiles. These are a regular small deck. I have these huge... I have a lot of big decks. You know, but these are easier to handle. Can you tell we're in a Capricorn reading? Okay, I have to stop. It's the Six of Pentacles. Yeah. Capricorn's very generous, and they will put effort into quality things, quality presence, quality time. I've said before, I've let it go as a little mini video, but if a Capricorn spends all of their quality time or a majority of their quality time on you, that is like somebody else spending their very last penny on their whole entire life savings on you. It is quality time is their currency. I asked, why are they resisting? Because they do not get back the quality that they put in. That is what's happened in the past. What's going to happen with this Two of Cups? What's happening with this Two of Cups? It's almost like there's a relationship here that's like, okay, it's comfortable. I think you fight a little bit. Whether this is work relationship or personal relationship. Are you trying to come back up? You can't knock everything over. You cannot knock everything over. What are you doing? Okay. He looks all sweet. He's just buttering me up so I get my ass up out of this chair and then go feed him. He's very Venusian. Also, let me know if you like. I have the lights kind of changing colors at different times. And let me know if you all kind of like that or not. I don't know if anybody noticed. Okay. What's going to happen if you follow this Two of Cups? If you actually take the information and walk away. With the semi-sextiles, you have all the same opportunity everybody else has, but it's a matter. Hangman in reverse. It's time. This will be a relationship worth. Hi, honey. There's a lot of affection going on underneath the desk. What's wrong with me? I need to, like, somebody needs to take my computer away. You know when you have a friend that, like, drank too much and you're like, let me take that phone for you before you post another thing or message another person? The Devil card just showed its face, but it didn't pop out. Yeah, there's some self-sabotaging here. I think you've dealt with people who self-sabotaged a lot, and of course you're going to fix them because you're a humanitarian, one person at a time, and you're Captain Save-A-Ho because you're Capricorn. Also, I feel like your self-sabotaging habit is like investing everything that you have to create the legacy of whatever you do with this person that everybody's like, wow, they were already a nice person, but wow, what you've been able to help them and improve and everything else, you're amazing, right? So like there's that part, that's self-sabotaging for you. Okay. And so that is the part that you faker like you were gonna sit there and relax. What else do we get if we follow this Two of Cups? What's in it for you, Capricorn? Because everybody's getting what's overdue in this magical time. You cannot jump up there. Emily, he just looked up at the bar because, you know, it used to be the same, like, heavy-duty balance like we have out in the living room. He just assessed it with his eyeballs to see if he could jump up there. So you may want to come down and shake some food before there's a complete disaster in my office while I'm live. Okay. We have the Five of Cups in reverse. Again, this came out sideways. This is also, we got this for, was it Taurus? Processing. Taurus also is having a semi-sextile. If you are a very early Taurus, like my daughter, then there's going to be there's a lot of semi-sextiles, whether that's out of sign semi-sextile or regular sextile. Kind of retroactive, if you will, with these placements at 29 degrees and 2 degrees. When we have the Five of Cups, it means there's stuff you haven't processed and you haven't felt safe enough. You're so busy making the world safe and the relationship safe for the other person and safe from themselves and helping them and helping everyone around you and accomplishing your own stuff. You haven't allowed yourself to really be possibly in a relationship where you get to be held safe so you can do your work, so you can do your healing, so you can process your feelings. You hear him. He's such a faker. He comes up here like he's all sweet and purry. But the second there was like a human in the kitchen, he was like, wow, why aren't you feeding me? Okay. We have the Strength card. Capricorn. You may not have time to process feelings. There's stuff we have to do, right? I'm fine. I'm good. All the hard stuff made me who I am today. I'm grateful for the journey. Shit, I said that. I'm a 10th house sun and a 10th house Mars. And I said that last night. I was talking about 8th grade, table, being by myself, misfits, garbage thrown at me, fights, all of that. People standing on the tables to hopefully see me get my ass kicked. That didn't happen. But anyway. But my point is they were like, oh my God, I'm sorry. Like, no. I am so happy for it. I love it for me. I love it for my journey. I love it for who it made me today, right? Such a fucking 10th house Capricorn thing to say. I was forged in fire. That's also a very Scorpio thing to say. Right. It doesn't mean we still shouldn't make space to heal some of it. And it doesn't mean if we start to process feelings or heal some of it, where everything is going to fall apart and all the work and people are going to see us as weak. Weak. I remember when I was going through my divorce, when one of my parents died, anything like that, where like other people will see it as like, oh my God, those are, right? Death and divorce. Top 3 stressors, along with moving. Which I've done more than I would like to have. And so people want to do what? They want to pity you and give you their condolences and their... Now, condolences is one thing. I will take love. I will take love and support. But especially when no one died, except for my marriage, and people wanted to be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. No, do not. I'm allergic to pity. I have 10th house placements, 2 of them very strong, talking to everything in my chart. And if you have Capricorn placements, I know you hear me right now. Are you allergic to pity? Because weakness, ugh. I want everyone else to be fragile and be exactly how they are. I accept and I'm aware that fragility is where the healing space happens. But gross, me being weak. I can't afford to be weak. The last thing that comes in for this 2 of Cups, if you're willing to walk away from the stuff that's no longer serving you, and I'm pretty sure at this point this is an emotional state that no longer serves you, which is that like processing is weakness, which equals pity, which equals don't do that. We have the Ace of Cups, so now we have the Ace and the 2. You can't hide. I'm gonna find you and make you love me. Yeah. Universe is gonna bring this to you. It's been ordained. It's been sanctioned. It's coming down from the top, Capricorn, since you respect a chain of authority. It has been spoken. It has been so ordered. You have to get around your emotional state. This is not a thought process. This is an emotional state of feeling like I don't need to process shit and no one's going to make a fool out of me. Weak, pity, ugh, all of it, gross. No thank you. We're going to pull an oracle card. We were going to pull oracle cards for all of this, and that shit just went sideways because, like, I'm not really in charge. But for this one, we are. Because we don't need another love card. We have the Strength and the Fool and the Two of Cups and the Ace of Cups and the, you know, all of it. It's time. We don't need a love card. We need an oracle card. Where's my shaman deck? That should be like right here. I don't like that not being right at my fingertips. Where'd that go? Hi, Finding Balance. This reading, all the readings were heavy today. I knew it. I woke up this morning. Yesterday, I was like, I do all 12 in a Sunday, right? I can do, even though these are far more in detail and concentrated, right? I thought I'm going to do all the signs, like all the readings one day. Which I really should just take a day and do those at one time, record them all at one time. It's just easier to go live. YouTube does not reward lives as much as they reward recorded, edited, uploaded. It just is what it is. So sharing is caring, please. All of my lovely people watching this. But I woke up this morning and I thought it's going to be, first of all, I value my private sessions. And so I needed to make sure that, I only did 2 before. So that's why I started them later. So that I am present and fully available to my clients. Then I was going to do the other 2 after. And I thought, I will not be ready for water signs, especially after the other 12 full readings, the other 9 full readings, and a private session. Unexpected visitors. Yeah. I think when this thing comes, you're gonna resist. Unexpected visitors. The other thing is Capricorn is so psychic. It depends on the Capricorn. Sometimes they push it away because it's not pragmatic. I'm going to take another one. Let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom. That's all I keep hearing in my head right now, Capricorn. That is for you. My body feels like it's plugged in. Yeah. Field of Dreams. Okay. Normally this would be like, oh, look at the beautiful fairy in the Field of Dreams. And they're telling you, go ahead. No, Capricorn is like, that is what you're asking me to do. A bunch of fairy bullshit. This is not how life is, okay? Let me explain how life is, because it doesn't look like this. Make room. Let it be. I'm whispering words of wisdom. Your guides are whispering words of wisdom. You will take, let me just put this where it belongs in perspective, okay? You will take all of your energy, your money, your quality time, which is fucking everything, and put it into a person. Like a project. But you won't make space to process feelings because that shit's weak. I love doing Capricorn readings because I love Capricorns. Like, literally collect them in my life. Like, they're the other side of my seesaw. My whole life has been like that. I have 10,000 energy. I have, you know, BDE in my Cancerian mixed in with my Cancerian, because that it's a very, and it's talking to everything. It's a well aspected 10th house sun. And I know that I chose that deck, and I said in the beginning, they're just like, don't give me the bells and whistles. None of this bullshit. Just give me stuff I can use. If I get a Capricorn to the table in a reading, they want to hear stuff that they can actually, okay, that is solid, that I can use. And that is me reading you to filth with all the love in the world. You will take somebody who is visibly in a lower part of their life. They need a help up, a hand out, or whatever. And Capricorn will take that person on like a project. For all the right reasons, they're a humanitarian, one person at a time. And they will give them all of their effort and all of their, quality time, and the reiterating of the lessons and the molding of this person and the shaping of their life and how it could be and their best potential and everything else, besides everything else you all take on. But processing feelings, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. It's beautiful. And look at you. You could do anything you want. You can choose not to do any of this. That's the thing. You're sitting with all of the power. And you know it because you built this one brick at a time, like a fucking Capricorn does. When that information comes in this full moon and you walk away from that, you can have this. You can go with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. I hope you stop on your hike and tie the damn shoelace. I love you, now you love you, Capricorn. Earth signs, this has been amazing. I will be back here. I want to say I have it scheduled for 5:30 or 5:45. Maybe it's 5:15. Who knows what I said? Who knows what I did? No one was watching me. Somebody should really be in charge of me. At some point around 5-ish, between 5:15 and 5:45, I am going to be live with air signs. All the links, membership, if you are a member and you did not hear me say it previously, thank you for patience and kindness when my back was out almost the entire month of May. So you guys are all getting a present, and then I will just schedule a bunch of members only live streams, and everybody's going to be able to just ask me something about their chart or look at something for their chart, and I will just do that. And I will schedule lots of different live streams so that there's hopefully a convenient time for everyone. I love you, now you love you, and if I don't see you in another reading, hopefully I will see you Sunday. Seize the week. Carpe the week. Carpe the week. It's a good thing for change. And if you didn't watch the beginning of Sunday's video where I explain all of it, please do that. All right, bye.